This might be a really nice spot to introduce violet. Here we are with another of the wild greens we're going to add to the soup today, and I want to introduce you to this plant. This is violet or Viola Sororia, scientific name, and Violaceae family. And what we have here is you can see this beautiful heart-shaped leaf. Those are very hardy. I want to show you this heart-shaped leaf very clearly, hoping you're seeing that. It's got that pointy tip and these basal lobes that have a cordate or a heart shape there. And then we've got this really long leaf stem, also, or leaf petiole. So that's unique to these violets. And then if you look at the leaf margin, that's the leaf edge here, we have these serrations, these blunt teeth that are all along the leaf margin. So other things to see are that if we come back to the main plant here, that it grows directly out of the earth. So there's no main stem. All the leaves emerge out of the earth in this clumping fashion. So that's another thing to consider. Also regarding violet leaves, or violets I should just say, is that their flavor is very mild. It should not taste bitter or garlicky or aromatic. It's a really mild green with a maybe slight acidic edge to it. Because there are lookalikes, not if you go slowly, but those lookalikes really don't have they have a bitter flavor or a garlicky flavor or a more pungent flavor. So this should also, I mean, if you taste it or smell it, it should be what's called mucilaginous. So it should have maybe before you taste it, you should really feel it, because tasting has risks and I don't want you taking any risks. So just talking about the qualities of violet leaf, making sure by crushing it between your fingers that you have a slippery, sticky, mucilage-rich plant. That's violet's characteristics. If you don't have that between your fingers, if that's not happening, you don't have violet. So I'm crushing violet leaves up, really breaking into the cell walls there, getting its juice flowing so I can feel the mucilage, that sticky, slimy, slippery quality. That's plant mucus. I know it doesn't sound appealing, but it's actually quite nice in a soup and quite soothing for us. It's a healing chemical constituent within this plant that helps sore throats, soothe skin, belly irritations and stuff like that. So violet leaf is also edible. The whole leaf, you can be eating this as soon as it arrives in the early spring and all the way through October when it dies down. The thing to note though is that it starts to get tougher, and the tougher leaves are still good cooked but not so good in salad. The more tender leaves, like this one is actually quite tender, would be quite nice in a salad. The stalks are also edible as long as they are tender. And again, I kind of do the fingernail thing and I can feel like it starts to get a bit tough down here. But so again, it's a question of just if there's too much roughage, how much you can handle. But so the stalks, tender stalks are edible, tender leaves are edible in salad and soup, and then as the leaves mature, you really probably want to cook them more than eat them raw. And so for today, we're actually going to put them in the soup, and nutritionally, they're going to contribute lots of beta-carotene, lots of vitamin C. Of course, we don't want to overcook them or the vitamin C really dissipates, but we'll put them in, and it'll also add richness and body to a soup or to a stew. So that mucilage, like okra, gives, you know, a thickening quality to the liquids within soups and stews. And you want to keep in mind that this is actually where food and medicine really meet, and this very nutrient-dense leaf is actually considered an anti-neoplastic, which is the fancy word for cancer preventer. And I would just say that as you deeply nourish your body, you're able to handle keeping cancer at check. I mean, I don't want to claim anything about it curing cancer, but the possibility of, by eating these nutrient-dense wild greens like violet, the body is being supercharged and can handle keeping cancer cells at bay or in check. And also topically, just to consider this as a wonderful skin soothing poultice. So you can put it on irritations, on burns, on heated skin things. Yeah, that's it for the medicinal qualities right now. Today it's really thinking of it as food as medicine. Okay, let's go gather lots of handfuls of this, and I think we'll meander through the garden that way. It likes to grow in shade to part shade in rich soil, so it likes to hang out under these bushes, the lilacs, and so that's where you're going to look for it too, in this sort of rich soil, edges of gardens, places like that. Let's go looking. This is an excerpt from my in-depth online masterclass in the Wild Kitchen, which I'll be opening to new students very soon. If you like this style of learning, be sure to go sign up for my free White Pine Love course right now at www.whitepinelove.com. In that course, I'll show you how to identify, harvest, and prepare white pine, specifically Pinus strobus, while exploring its culinary and therapeutic gifts. It's fun, it's free, and I think you'll really enjoy it. See you next time.